In today's episode, this lovely early Mercedes-Benz passenger car range. Hello and welcome to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel, the channel that brings you car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s and sometimes beyond that as well. So if you're interested in car brochures like this lovely one, then please do consider subscribing. It is all completely free. So yes, for a lovely little Mercedes-Benz brochure. Look how small it is, but it's the full range in here of passenger cars in, not dated, but 60s, I guess. Let's throw it on board and have a look at it. So yes, lovely little brochure, this one. And as you can see, it's tiny, isn't it? If I even can get a full brochure in here, sort of thing. So yeah, tiny little car brochure, this one, for the Mercedes-Benz in the 60s. When Mercedes-Benz was a proper desirable car maker and certainly building really well-built vehicles at this time. What a beautiful design right on the front cover. I don't believe this one's actually dated, but if I flick the brochure around to the other side, back page here is specifications, so you can see someone spilt something at one time, but you know, it's a pretty old brochure, this one. But if I zoom in a bit more, we can see this is actually a Canadian Mercedes-Benz brochure. So Mercedes-Benz of Canada Limited, printed in the US of A. Anyway, let's turn to the first page. We get a bit of an introduction in blue, which we'll certainly read. Then we'll get to our base model Mercedes, so the model 200, 200D. That's how the model range starts, and we notice a bit of a fin at this time. Let's have a look at the text. The text tells us Mercedes-Benz automobiles are among the finest motor cars in the world. They are built for the very discriminating, engineered to meet the highest standard of quality and safety, designed to appeal to good taste for many years to come. To own a Mercedes-Benz is to enjoy the ultimate in motoring safety, pleasure and prestige. So yeah, first model up is the Mercedes-Benz 200, showing the 200 and the diesel, the 200D. Notice those wings on the back. So I believe this is the Mercedes-Benz W110. I'm by no means a Mercedes-Benz expert in the 60s. So yeah, very early one. Obviously we can see it's part of that sort of fintail era. These ran from 61 to 68. The text is telling us here the 200 is a four-door sedan, four-cylinder gasoline engine, four-speed transmission, front disc brakes, automatic transmission is optional. I just thought Mercedes-Benz as an automatic actually was the better choice. Or indeed the 200D, the same but with the economical four-cylinder diesel engine. So yes, that's how our range starts for these wonderful Mercedes-Benzes at this time. Love the drawings in here. 60s, very often you get drawings rather than photos, but really well drawn, aren't they? Next model up, we get the larger engined 200 series, the model 230, and then we go up to the 230S with these sort of different lights. Let's see this first one though. So yeah, this is the 230, and for this it quite simply says four-door sedan, six-cylinder gasoline engine, front disc brakes, automatic transmission, power steering, optional. Then we move up to, well, it looks amazing at the front end, this 230S with these rather wonderful stacked headlights. And of course we've got this sort of like almost like a double bumper system at the front. I do think they look particularly nice. Text here tells us, and of course again a four-door sedan, six-cylinder gasoline engine, dual compound downdraft carburetor, front disc brakes, automatic transmission, power steering optional. And then we get this very classy looking convertible. A look at the front end, and then we look down the length of the car. Tail fins have kind of like disappeared now, but what a classy looking car that is. You would feel a little bit special driving that in the 60s, wouldn't you? So this is the 220 SE Coupe convertible. two-door coupe or convertible, 6-cylinder fuel-injected engine, 4-speed floor shift, power brakes, disc-type front, automatic transmission and power steering optional. Now obviously these are just like snippets of each model. You would go down to your Mercedes-Benz dealer and you'll pick the actual vehicle you actually wanted and get a proper brochure on this vehicle. But I thought it's nice to kind of like have a look at a bit of an overview of what the range was like if you walked into the Mercedes-Benz dealership in the 60s. What a classy group of cars, and few classier than the SL, of course. Such a pretty design those, I think. It's telling us it's the Model 230 SL Coupe Roadster with detachable hardtop, or available as Roadster with flush folding soft top. 6-cylinder fuel injection engine, twin circuit power brake system, disc type front, automatic transmission, and of course those power steering optional. Particularly with the larger Mercedes, I think you would have to go for the power steering. They would have been pretty heavy vehicles, but I guess in the 60s, maybe you was used to that. And then we really move up to what are really rare cars today. And I'm sure even at the time you would have been lucky to actually see any of these. So look at this huge Mercedes-Benz, just a two-door. This is a Model 300 SE Coupe convertible. What an amazing looking car. I've always loved Mercedes-Benz wheel trims. By far the best wheel trim ever made. They really are rather glorious to say they're just a wheel trim. But look at the shape of that car and the rear end with that curved rear window. And of course I have to point out the lovely quarter lights on there as well. What a beautiful looking car. What a wonderful colour to choose one in the 60s as well. So this is the Model 300 SE Coupe convertible, two-door coupe or convertible, 6-cylinder fuel-injected engine, equipped with automatic transmission, power steering, 4-wheel power disc brakes, limited slip differential and air suspension. Wow. And then we move to something possibly a little bit more conventional, but no less any special really, because what a wonderful big Mercedes that is. And we'll note we've gone back to those tail fins as well at the back there. This one is the Model 300 SE, 300 SE Long, 4-door sedan, 6-cylinder fuel injection engine, equipped with automatic transmission, power steering, 4-wheel power disc brakes, limited slip differential and air suspension. And then the 300 SE Long, same, but with increased space in the rear compartment. Now obviously you weren't short of money if you walked into your Mercedes dealer and walked away one of these lovely cars, but certainly very advanced for the time. And then the top model, well, we've moved from somebody who's extremely wealthy to someone who's probably like a president or a king to be chauffeured around in, the Grand Mercedes Sedan Limousine. Note the number plate MB600, but what a big imposing car these were. And we can see all that extra room in the back there to really stretch your legs out, and the door placement suggests really somebody else would be opening that door for you, but I'm sure an extremely well built amazing car. The only thing disappointing about this brochure for me is there's no interior shots, because they are quite incredible on the inside as well. It tells us we get a V8 fuel injection engine, automatic transmission, power disc brakes, all wheels, power steering, 3-way power seat, power windows, adjustable steering wheel, central locking system, limited slip differential, air suspension, shock absorbers, adjustable while driving. Wow. Now apologies, the further to the end of this brochure we get, the more that stain is quite visible. But here it's kind of like showing some of the sort of key features and the Mercedes-Benz quality, as it says. So there's a quick look at the sort of the suspension setup. With the description: swing axle, low pivot, single joint swing axle with compensating spring, hydro pneumatic compensating spring on 2030S models. Provides constant road contact, regardless of road conditions, and exceptional cornering ability. This is one of the many distinctive Mercedes-Benz engineering features that provide greater safety and comfort, compensating spring not used on air suspension models. Steering, recirculating ball type with automatic adjustment and steering shock absorber for effortless and safe handling. And then in blue we've got these sort of headings: Mercedes-Benz quality, engineering excellence, timeless value. And then these little features which we'll have a look at now. Automatic transmission. 4 forward speeds are engaged automatically for smooth, efficient, economical performance. Choice of 3 driving ranges can be selected manually. You can also shift manually through 3 driving ranges. Air suspension provides soft springing and efficient level control at all times. Maintains constant ground clearance and reduces road noises. Automatically corrects uneven load distribution. Hydraulic disc brakes, the ultimate in safe, smooth, powerful braking. Disc brakes are fade proof, eliminate front end dive and uneven stops, requires less maintenance and are unaffected by dirt and water. Gasoline engine. All Mercedes-Benz engines use overhead camshaft and valves. The 200 and 230 have dual downdraft carburetors. 230S models have dual compound downdraft carburetors. Fuel injection engine. Intermittent injection type meters precise amount of fuel required at any engine speed and provides better fuel distribution for greater economy and better performance. And of course the wonderful diesel engine if you really wanted to drive all the way across Canada for the rest of your life. The world famous for low operating costs and longer engine life. Exclusive pre-combustion chambers system ensures more complete combustion and excellent cold weather starting. Always the thing with diesels, of course, in Canada, it gets down to -40, so yeah, you have to be careful when owning a diesel out here. And finally on the back page we've got the Mercedes-Benz model specifications. So at the top here really it's starting to talk about the dimensions, which of course is pretty hard to show on camera, but later on we do have a bit more information which we've really touched on, but it's there. Telling you the number of cylinders, 4 or 6 depending, and then of course the last 2 models, the Grand Mercedes as it calls it, using that V8 engine. And of course you've got diesels, you've got standard carburetor engines, and of course you've got injection engines. A little bit hard to show you on camera, but I think we kind of like touched on that as we went around. And then we've got a choice of hydraulic 2-circuit system power brakes, disc front type, finned drums rear for the lower models. And then as you get up the range you get hydraulic dual assist disc type front and rear, and 2-circuit system power brakes, disc type front, fin drums rear. And then for the obviously the Grand Mercedes we get twin circuit power brake system with disc brakes on all wheels, twin brake calipers at front. So very simple, doesn't go into a great deal amount of detail for specifications. Like I say, you would have gone to your main deal, got the full brochure for the model itself, which would have listed, you know, your proper details there. We'll just end by showing the small print. I'm not going to read it because it's pretty much the same on all brochures. You know, we've got the right to change things at any time. And then the Mercedes-Benz badge, so Mercedes-Benz of Canada, as this is a brochure that would have been picked up in a Mercedes-Benz dealership in Canada in the 60s, showing it at East Toronto, Ontario, I guess the main base for Mercedes-Benz in Canada at the time, and then of course printed in the US of A. So there you go. I hope you don't mind me showing this little bit of a snippet brochure. Doesn't give you as much information, of course, but I think it's really nice to see the range as a whole and what you would have been seeing in the dealerships at the time. Some very, very special cars in that particular brochure and very advanced for the time as well. But anyway, leave your comments as always appreciate them, always read everyone. And I will end, as we always do, by saying, please do consider subscribing. It is all completely free. Will always be free for you to become a subscriber. But a reminder again how small this brochure is, but I've moved the camera back because I want to put a couple of little boxes here for other videos you might want to see. And also, like I say, don't forget to subscribe if you've not done it already. We're only a very small channel, so it's always nice to see people that are generally interested in this type of content. And I know there are loyal followers, but I'd like to see those loyal followers increase because I appreciate every one of you. But we'll end by saying thank you so much for watching this production. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Please do take care. We'll see you again very soon. All the best and goodbye.